Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Hello, all my beautiful souls. Everybody in the chat, welcome. This is Voices from the Liminal, a space where we gather to listen to the quiet wisdom that lives between worlds, a place for storytellers, mystics, practitioners, and seekers who walk in between, honoring the seen and the unseen, the ancestral, the everyday magic that shapes who we are. So today I am deeply honored to be joined by Sophie, also known as the Midwest Magician. Thank you, Sophie, for finally allowing me to interview you. Although we've had some not technical difficulties, but
scheduling, scheduling for sure. Well, thank you for having me on. Yeah. I know it took a while to get me on here. I'm always nervous about live streaming. This is my first one, people, so bear with me.
You're fine. So Sophie is a Chicago-based folk witch whose work is rooted in spirit, hearth magic, gardening, and kitchen witchery. Her practice reminds us that magic is not something distant or unreachable, and it lives in the soil beneath our feet, in the warmth of our home, in caring for our animal companions, and in the simple, intentional acts of daily life. So in this conversation, we'll be exploring Sophie's path, her relationship with folk magic and spirit work, and how living in rhythm with nature becomes both devotional and like spellcraft. So this is very much a gentle, grounded conversation, one that invites us to slow down, to listen, and reconnect with the magic. So take a deep breath, everybody. Thank you. Settle in and join us as we step into the liminal together. So I'm going to say hi to a couple people that are here. Thank you to everyone who has joined us. First and foremost, in here, of course, we have Miss Tarot D, Madrina.
Hi, Miss Tarot D.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And secondly, we have Yadira underneath the veil of marigolds.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
Great to see you.
I know. We have Debbie from Debbie's Witchy Blog. Hello. And we have Jan, Silky Steel. Welcome, Jan. We have Draven. Hey, Draven, how are you? We have Hillary, Positive Energy with Crystals. Thank you guys for being here. And we have Rebecca John. Hello. Maureen. Hey, Maureen, how are you? Oh, we have my dear friend Swampy, my East Texas girl. And Faye of the Forest. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. So as you all know, I did start this series a little bit ago, but October, November, and December just happened. They were very busy months. They were very, I think it was just a lot for everybody, you know, just to kind of like, that's when we started trying to get ourselves, you know, and I was like on mandated overtime and, you know, Sophie's schedule, my schedule, it was just a mess, but we're
life
here today.
Keeps happening.
I know life. Exactly. That's what it is. It's life happened. And there's not much you can do about that.
Absolutely. We just roll with it. We adapt and we move forward.
Most definitely. So as I am trying to organize my notes here and pull them up, how are you doing, Sophie?
I'm well. I'm nervous because it's my first live, but I was able to snag PTO for the week. So I've been able to kind of just chill, re-center myself, get some things organized here, which has been really nice. So just gearing up for the holidays and getting things ready.
So what do you have for the holidays? What are you planning for the holidays?
So for Christmas Eve, I'm going over to my stepsister's house. And I've heard that Santa might be making an appearance. So everyone's very excited in anticipation for that. It'll be my niece's second Christmas, but last year she was only 3 months old. So she will actually be able to run around and do things this year. So that's exciting.
I'm excited to hear about that because I know she had a birthday in October.
September, yeah.
September.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. That's
Yep, she just
exciting.
turned 1, and then this past Sunday we hosted my mom for a brunch, so we did our Christmas with her then. And she'll be flying out to South Carolina, which I'm so jealous. It'll be nice there. But
It's a
yeah,
ride.
she'll be there for that.
Yeah. I love South Carolina. I love
it's gorgeous.
anything in the Carolinas is absolutely fabulous. I was in Charleston last year and I just had such a great time down there. It's
nice.
It's a very magical city.
It is beautiful. It's so pretty. I've been once for a bachelorette party and I am very eager to go back soon.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Okay, Sophie. So how did your spiritual or magical path begin? Like when did that like light bulb go off and say, I'm Sophie the Midwest Magician?
So this is going to be so stereotypical because I feel like everybody says this, but I swear, like as a child, there was so much magic, and I feel like children are just so magical in general. So I've always kind of known and been intuitive, but I never really had a name for it until I went away to college. So when was that? Probably when I was 18 is when I actually kind of started identifying as a witch, started learning about magic and witchcraft. So it's been a long journey to get there, but right around college is when that started taking place.
And was it always the same path then, or as it is now, or has that evolved since?
No, that definitely evolved. So I was introduced to witchcraft through Wicca, and I had an opportunity to do a circle with a friend and learn about, calling in the quarters and the different elements. And he taught me so much in such a short time. So I'm very grateful for that. But it has evolved a lot since then. But I did start out with a Wiccan path and did the whole year and a day. And yeah.
Nice. That's exciting. So I've never done the Wiccan path, but I mean, I'd like to read about it and I like to see what other practices are like, just so that not that I want to compare it to mine, but just to see if there's something that I do like from that path that maybe I'll kind of incorporate into mine,
Yeah, that's typically what I do is like I take the Wiccan path kind of as a foundation, tweak what doesn't work, use what does work. And, I was never initiated formally into any kind of coven or subset of Wicca, but I did the best that I could with the resources that I had.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been initiated in anything. I've always been pretty much a solitary. And I'm okay with that. It's just who I am and it's where I'm at right now in my life. And if down the road something changes, then it changes. But, I think the beauty of the craft is you can do with it however you want. With whomever you want or not. And, the person who's in a coven doing full-blown rituals is no different than someone who's solitary and doing kitchen magic.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I totally agree with you.
I think they're both still witches.
Right. And I was solitary for so much of my practice. I did a coven for not even a full year. And I have a whole video on that. And we don't have to get into that whole thing, but being back at solitary just feels a little bit better. It feels like I've kind of regained my practice.
Nice. I'm excited to see where that all goes with you. Look at Yadira. I started with lighthearted stuff too, then realized I was attracted to all things evil.
I think evil is pretty fun too, honestly.
It is a lot of fun.
I feel so bad for Wicca because I think everybody, especially a lot of content creators, really started with Wicca and then grew their practices from there. And now it gets so much hate, which I don't understand it personally. I am an advocate for Wicca. I'm still cool with it, but yeah, that video was something else with Tarot D.
Yeah. Lovely. So was there a moment, a book, or an experience that awakened something deeper in you besides
I think really just doing that circle the
Hmm.
first time with my friend at that time. From there, I was introduced to Scott Cunningham
Hmm.
books and kitchen magic with a recipe book. I can't remember who it's by at this point, but I have a video about that too. Um, so learning about a whole bunch of different kind of magic through the Wiccan lens. But
Nice.
that initial circle taught me so much.
And do you like identify with any specific tradition, lineage, spiritual philosophy?
Not really, just like Wicca as a broad strokes kind of thing. I was working with reading the Big Blue Book by
Hmm.
Raymond Buckland, and that it was eye-opening, but at the same time, it was also like kind of a snooze fest. Sorry if
Yeah.
anyone likes that one, but
Do you know that there's a Buckland Museum in Cleveland, Ohio?
is there really?
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. That's really cool. I have a book about his life, so I need to crack that one open because it looks very
And it's close
interesting.
to where Maru lives. So, and Krista, she also lives out there too. Is she here
Nice.
today? Yeah. She also lives, I mean, because I used to live out there. So nice. Um, what did it feel like for you to finally embrace the word witch or your chosen identity?
It kind of felt like I was stepping into myself,
Hmm.
but it was more so a foundation that I needed to build on and less of like an all-encompassing thing. It's like, okay, I know I am a witch. Where do I go from here?
Yeah, I think I was the same way. It took me a long time to actually want to use the word witch
Mhm.
because of my Hispanic upbringing. Like it had such a negative viewpoint on that. Like you're not a bruja, you're considered a healer, a curandera.
Mhm.
So they wanted to change the word on that, and I'm like, nope, I'm a witch, plain and simple.
Right. Yeah, and from my background, I mean, I did grow up. I went to Catholic church and did the whole
Mm-hmm.
CCD thing, so it was always considered evil with that, even though I don't feel like my family really saw it that way, but the church did. And then going from Catholic to Christian to Lutheran,
Yeah,
it kind of seemed like witchcraft was more of a fantasy thing, more of a Hollywood movies type
Harry
of
Potter
situation.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a weird title to take on at first, but once you learn more about it and what it actually is, it makes a lot more sense.
So who has guided you on this journey?
Um, that's a
It
good
could be a
question.
person, it could be a deity, it could be a belief, a book, whatever. What was it that started that guided you on this? Um, like who was that guiding force along your journey here?
So this is gonna sound, I don't know how it's gonna sound, but I think the hunger for knowledge is what has guided me along the way. I don't know that there's a topic that I want to leave unturned. There's always something to be learning. There's some new person to learn from. There's a
Mm-hmm.
book that I need to crack open. So, yeah, I think just wanting to continuously learn.
I'm the same way, and I've said this many times that I want to be here until I'm 90 some years old because I want to continue to keep learning. I know there's going to be so much more to learn, so many more different pantheons and everything that I really, not that I want to dive into those completely, but it's something that I definitely want to learn about. And I want to
Mhm.
know who the different sun gods were in different pantheons and why and how they related and not related. And, just stuff like that, that to me, that's why I keep collecting all these books, because I want to see and other people's personal gnosis on magic. And that's what all these books are. They're all their personal gnosis.
Mhm.
It's in their viewpoint, their opinion. And um, not that they're wrong, but you don't really read those books to be like, this is exactly how it's supposed to go. I need to
Right.
do it this way. I need to follow these exact instructions, blah, blah, blah. I think those books are just there for as an example for,
Mhm.
or like a little guiding tool, like a tool.
Absolutely.
You don't really go and buy these books and it's like practice it exactly how they have it.
Right. And like, it's not like they're the Bible where it's like, you have to follow this to a T. It's like, these are examples. These are things that you can take and modify and make to fit your own practice.
Correct. That's just the way I see it with these books. So,
Totally.
And then you have like Yadira, who does like these necromancy and protective magic videos that are I'm sure can be done in many other ways, but I love the way that she shows it and introduces it.
Absolutely.
To help empower people.
Yeah, she presents it in a very informative and approachable way, which I appreciate as a viewer. Especially
the protected part. So what does a typical day in your spiritual practice look like, especially when you're vlogging?
When I'm vlogging, oh my gosh. Well, a lot of my vlogs happen over either one day or one weekend, which I don't think a lot of people realize, other than the weeknights with the witch, that those do take place over several weeknights.
It's a lot of work, girl. When I see you doing
gosh.
all of that, and then you're moving from one place to the other, and then you have to obviously move your camera.
Yep, for every shot, for everything. Every time I open the oven, I have to like redo it 500 times so I can get the right angles. And yeah, it's hilarious. Like the amount of work that I just didn't realize it would be so much work. But yeah, a typical day in my practice, just as a regular day, I wake up, I make my coffee and add my cinnamon to ground and protect. I give some to the ancestors over, I don't know if you can see it, you can't, my chair's in the way, but the ancestor portion of the altar is right there. I'll put on, I know one of your questions is tools that I have, but I put on protection oil, and then I have my consecrated iron nail that I bring with me for protection as well. In the car, I do burn some Palo Santo just to kind of, you know, if I get road ragey, it kind of will calm me down.
Or traffic happens.
Right. My commute is an hour one way on a good day. So I gotta do what I can to make that as smooth as possible. And then at work, it's not super magical,
1 hour?
Unfortunately. Yeah. 1 hour. It's crazy. There's no good way to get to where I work. It's not off a highway or anything. So I can take the highway to a certain point, and then it's all back roads from there. So that's fun.
That's tough. That is very tough. I know a lot of people commute to work, and some of them do have long commutes. And I just, I would probably move closer.
I know, right? It's tricky because my husband works close to where we live. So it's like, there's no good in-between point, unfortunately.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. So are there any rituals, practices, or tools you use consistently?
The oils and the iron nail for protection for sure. I am trying to get more into a groove of using my spirit board, although I feel like that takes a lot of setup. So it's more so when I have the time. Candles for everything.
Because you do candles for your Patreon.
Yeah.
You know, you burn a lot of rituals for the collective, for the group there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Candles are always a go-to for me. And it's so accessible.
Herbs from your gardens. You grow a lot of your own herbs. And I just love how you do all that. I don't know how you have the energy for all that.
Oh my gosh. I don't know either, honestly. Sometimes I feel like I have to force myself to go out and do these things, but it's okay. It's really fulfilling. This year we have a greenhouse, so I've moved all of the herbs that didn't die out during the frost into the greenhouse. So it's been cool to still have plants that I can work
I saw you were doing that. I saw that. I love that.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you track any of like the moon phases, Sabbats, planetary days? Do they influence you if you do track them?
So the moon phases I need to get better about. I want to pay attention to what like moon it's specifically for. As far as the Sabbats, yes, I do follow those. That's something from my Wiccan background that I have definitely made sure to integrate because I just love it. Who doesn't love a celebration?
I know, especially a witchy celebration.
Absolutely. And then for planetary days, I have a vlog called Getting My Witchy SHIT together. Um,
Ooh.
and in that, I plan out different practices that I can do for each planetary day. So, Sunday would be for gratitude, and basically going through all of the days and assigning them a purpose. So that is something that I
Oh,
planned, but working on integrating.
interesting. So you would do specific spells for those days
Not
corresponding with the
necessarily,
planets,
well,
or
for some of them spells, so like a
yeah.
Thursday, I would feed the money bowl and do some kind of working for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for Tuesdays, it would be like intentional body movement, or it would be something intense for Tuesdays. Wednesdays would
Interesting.
be all about knowledge. So if there's a topic that I want to research, dedicating
Mm-hmm.
time on a Wednesday for learning that. Saturday, I'm not going totally out of order.
You're
Saturdays would be
fine.
great for like clearing, doing cord cuttings, releasing, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be even cooler if that does line up with the moon phases.
Oh,
But I went to the bookstore today and got a planner for the new year, and it does have the moon phases in there. So I think that'll be a lot more helpful for me actually paying attention to them.
so speaking of, do you go by Western astrology or do you go by a different, like true sidereal, Vedic,
Yeah, just Western.
Western? Okay. And can you describe your sacred space or altar that's behind you?
Sure.
I feel like you have multiple sacred spaces,
I
though.
do. I kind of have them all set up throughout the house. So this is
Mm-hmm.
my main altar, the hutch here. I have ancestor portion
Mm-hmm.
for it. I have a money bowl portion. I have kind of like a working spot where I do main things right now.
Mm-hmm.
My Yule log is there. So that's going to be there for the next what day are we on? Day 3? I can't remember. It's going to be there until January 1st.
Yeah, for the
And
12
then
days.
yes, for the 12
Yeah.
days. And then I have another kind of workstation, and then I have a spot for my familiar on the altar
Okay.
as well. Alongside that, I do have just my desk in my office, and I do a lot of working there as well. And then I have ancestor altars set up kind of all over the house because I want them to be kind of integrated in my day-to-day
Mm-hmm.
life. It's
Yeah.
super, super
So
important to
what's
me
the
to make
cat
sure
room?
they're
What's that room?
the magical cat room. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just kind of where I keep like it's all my witchy books. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
my office, but we do also have it set up so that the cats have a space where they can run around and play. So I have a
Or
bench
eat
in
the chicken
there.
feet.
Yeah, or steal from Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
If
Did
anyone
you ever
hasn't
find
seen,
that, by the way?
no, I'm sure it's been consumed by somebody. If anyone hasn't seen that video, I had purchased a chicken foot for Baba Yaga as an offering, and I was reorganizing and cleaning the bookshelf, and it was totally gone. I know it was my cat Freya who stole it, but I don't think she was the one that ate it. But it's been missing ever since, so I need to replace that.
My God. I love that. I love that video. I was laughing hysterically, even when you zoomed in on Freya's face.
Yep,
She looked
she's the
innocent, but she
culprit.
did not look innocent.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
she
she's
tried to give off
guilty.
like an innocent look, and she's definitely a very magical cat who she probably did something with it.
Yeah, I call her my demon, my personal sleep paralysis demon. I love her, but she's evil.
Oh, so how many pets do you have?
I have too many. If you're looking for any, I'm just kidding. I would never get rid of my pets. I have 6. I have 2 dogs and 4
Mm-hmm.
cats.
Okay. And what are their names?
So the dogs are Hazel and Willow.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love the plant names. The cats all have like people names, except for Freya, who is a goddess, but or a demon,
Whichever one.
depending whichever one she feels like
Whatever
being
day
for
of the week it
day.
falls on.
So I have Mason Gray and Harley Poe, and those are the 2 cats that I got in college. And then we have Tom Bigby, the Black Warrior, and his name is Tom Bigby, the Black Warrior, because my husband had gone on a 3-month-long canoe trip to raise money for diabetes research, and they did the entire Mississippi River. And on the Mississippi River, there's a waterway that crosses called I think there's one that's the Tom Bigby and one that's the Black Warrior. Tom Bigby, the Black Warrior. Yeah, I think. Anyways, they were on that waterway and a kitten jumped off of a cliff and swam up to their boat. And he was covered in ticks and he was really sickly and he fit right in the palm of your hand. And that is Tom Bigby. They brought him home. They got him all cleaned up. And now he is 20 plus pounds and living his best chunky kitty life here.
Ever. Because he knew
Yes.
exactly what he was doing, jumping off the cliff and going to your husband.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I feel like the pets know who to go to.
They do. And you know what? It's so sad in that area. He's a Manx, so he doesn't have a tail. It's just a little nub. And everyone asks, like, oh no, what happened to his tail? I'm like, he was born like that. And the reason that he was discarded out in the open is because he had that little nub of a tail. They breed the Manx cats to have no tails. And if they are born with a tail, they're basically useless to the breeder. So they just throw them outside. They don't care about them anymore. So poor Tom Bigby was a part of that group of discarded kittens, and he found their canoe and joined the crew.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that about him. That's so cool.
Yeah, he's a little adventure cat, but he's tired of adventuring and he likes to just lay in the bed and eat his cat food.
He's like, I've done all the work now. It's just time for me to relax and enjoy the rest of my life and whatever lives I have left, because I'm sure he probably lost some during that time.
I'm sure. Yeah.
How cute. So what do you do to recharge and protect your energy?
Oh man, a lot of resting, a lot of getting away from my cell phone. He does love to be pampered. Yes. Really just kind of like retreating and becoming the hermit for a little bit is the best way that I can rest and recharge. Best cat distribution. Well, Freya was also a part of the cat distribution system.
Really?
Yes. So I used to work at a meat plant in Chicago, which was very ironic considering I'm a vegan.
Yes, you are.
But work started at 5 a.m. So I'd have to leave the house at like 3:45 to get there in time because it was on the west side of Chicago. And I was driving in my neighborhood. We had just moved here. It was a few months living here. And I turn this corner and my headlights flash onto two little glowing eyes. And so I pull over and I'm like, come here. And it's like the smallest little kitten. So I put her in my car. I come back home, throw her in the cat room, go tell my husband, who is in a deep sleep, hey, there's a kitten in the cat room, just so you know when you wake up.
A new one?
Yeah. He sends me a text when he wakes up around 6 a.m. And he goes, I had the weirdest dream last night.
I love it. You're like, it's not a dream.
Like, you came and told me that there was a cat. And I'm like, you should go check and see if that was a dream or not.
Oh my God. I love that.
He goes, what are we going to do with this cat? And then the next day he's posting pictures of her in the bathroom with him. Like, look at my shaving buddy. I'm like, okay, she's staying.
Oh, I love that. How cute.
Yeah, the other cats don't really have a found them story. They were at PetSmart.
I mean, you still found them at PetSmart.
I did. I found them at PetSmart.
Yeah, I love that. So what type of magic are you currently working on these days? Like what kind of magic?
Right now, it's all very seasonal since it is the 12 days of Yule. Outside of that, I do a lot of plant magic right now with my house plants, and I don't do much in the greenhouse because it is still kind of cold, although today it was like 50 degrees, which is crazy.
I hope that 50 degrees comes our way.
Yeah, I hope so too. That would be nice. Lots of spirit work still with the ancestors and just kind of, I feel like right now is a great time to kind of just like settle in your practice. And I've been doing a lot of reflection on what I want the next year to look like and what magically I want to focus on. So that's kind of what it's looking like right now.
Kitchen witchery as well. So all of your, because of preparing feasts for Yule and sourdough breads and stuff like that.
Yep, I have a sourdough rising on the counter right now.
I love that. One of these days, I'm going to have some shipped to me.
Yeah, I could.
If it makes it.
I'll dry it, and then you can reactivate it.
How do you do that?
You hydrate it and then feed it for, I think, 5 days, and then it should be good to go.
Oh, I'm excited. Yes.
Yeah.
So, where does your creative inspiration come from when you're doing spells, content, if any artistic projects? Like, where does that come from?
That is a really good idea. Honestly, I don't know how to answer that. I feel like things just kind of come to me, and sometimes I'll see ideas on Instagram or
Mm-hmm.
Pinterest, and sometimes it's just like, I feel like I'm gonna actually celebrate Yule this year and make a Yule log, so that's what we're gonna do. Or I want to decorate ornaments, so that's what I'm gonna do.
And you did decorate quite a few of ornaments
Oh
with,
my
made
gosh,
them
it
look
took
almost
me,
like fuzzy, like almost like a terracotta-y type of look
yeah,
to it.
those took so long. All of the ornaments took so long, and I'm still not done. So I think the rest are just gonna wait until next year when I feel inspired again.
To do it again.
Yeah.
So last year I didn't do a Yule log, and then the year before, the last several years, I did do one, and then after you did yours, I'm like, oh, let me just go ahead and start pulling out a Yule log and start
Yeah,
doing mine
yours
as
looks
well.
beautiful.
Thank you.
I
And
love that it
then
has like the kind of divot for your candles. That's
so that's
perfect.
so that's the same one I've used continuously. I've never
Okay.
completely burned down my log, although the other day it almost burned down because the candle
Because
was
of the
too close,
candles.
and the wood is so dry. I've had that piece of wood for 6 years,
Oh,
so it's
wow.
very well, it's dry, and
Mm-hmm.
I've kept it because of that divot, and how I usually I add like tea lights in it, and I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
let me just do the other pillow, small little pillar, chime candles in there, and it got a little too high, and it started to burn part of my log down.
That'll
I'm like,
happen.
whoops,
It just
starting
adds
a fire.
character.
Yeah.
I know, I'm like so scared because I have mine is like covered in the cedar right now, and it's super
Mhm.
dry too. So I'm like, okay, I grab a little thing of baking soda every time I light it just in case, because I'm like, I do not want this to go up.
Oh, I need to do that too, just to have it,
Yeah,
because
just
I
have it
was like, I mean,
handy.
I had my candle snuffer, and I was using that to kind of like snuff out the areas um that were getting pretty high and pretty out
A
of
little
control.
frightening. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm
witches,
like, oh
we
my
gotta
God,
work
I
on our
have to
fire
stop this.
safety.
Yeah. I was like, I have to stop. So every time I'm like, I burn them, I'm like sitting here in front
Yeah.
of the Yule log and watching it,
Yep. Yeah. Oh,
because
yeah. Never leave
there's
anything
times where I
unattended
have like
because
burned
it's,
stuff, and then my
oh,
husband smells something. He's like, so what's burning? And he looks over, and I'm like, I'm burning stuff on my altar. Like my altar is almost on fire.
oh my gosh. That is
So
my
now I'm like
nightmare.
so like
That
hyper
makes
about it.
my
Like,
OCD just like
yes,
spike. I'm like, I think of anything that could go wrong. And that's why I'm like, okay, I have a thing of water. I have a thing of baking soda just in case.
stuff will totally go wrong. And I mean, he has caught it a couple times where it's like, I have like a, on my counter right here, it's wood counter,
Mhm.
and I have an incense stick that burned. So there's like a burn mark now, a pretty large burn mark, like that long,
Oh, wow.
on my wood counter. I'm like, whoops.
Oops.
And I'm like, I'm a witch. It's going to happen. I'm going to be burning stuff.
Yeah,
And maybe I might be burning too much of something. And it is what it is. It's going to
it
happen.
just
And,
happens.
I'm okay with it. So as long as my
Yeah,
husband doesn't, he's like, oh, it's fine. As long as he doesn't like flip out about it. As long as I don't burn down the place. But
that's all that matters.
even then, since then, he bought like 3 more fire extinguishers. So there's
Yeah, we have
literally
those around the
one,
house too, just in
yeah,
case, because you never
there's
know.
literally one like within 10 feet from my altar, because he knows how I am. And he has one in the bedroom. He has an extra one in the bedroom just in case something's happening out here and we need to extinguish it, and just
Hmm.
grab it from the bedroom. And then he has an extra one in the kitchen. So we
Nice.
have 6 fire extinguishers in the house because of the one incident I had.
I mean, it's good to have them handy. We have them
I
all
know.
around the house too, just in
Yeah.
case. You never know what happens. So,
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Rather
It is
have
what
them
it
and not
is.
need them than need them and not have them.
So is there a recent spell or ritual, like a magical practice or something that you'd love to share with us that you recently did and really loved and was so excited to that it just the way it turned out?
Honestly, I know I keep talking about the Yule log, but I'm so
Oh, that's
excited about
okay. It's the season.
it's the 12 wishes, which I know I've
Hmm.
seen online that like people are really hating on it, and I'm like, what's the point? Like,
Yeah.
if you don't want to do it, then don't. But
So I've never done 12 wishes until you did it. I'm like, oh, that's a
yeah,
great
why
idea.
not?
So then mine, and I wanted to message you this morning after burning my second one. The second
Hmm.
one. I'm like, oh, these are burning so nicely. That must be a good
Yeah,
omen.
it's a
If they
good
burn right
sign.
away and like they go straight into ash, like
Right.
they completely burn. And I'm like, oh, that must be a good omen that they do that.
I
And
agree.
like
I think
towards
it
the
is.
end, I feel like I want to just collect all the ash because I have it all in the cauldron and then go like take it outside and either bury it or let the wind
Yeah.
take it away.
I think so. I think what we're gonna do, my husband actually decided to join me. He does not usually ever do anything witchy. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest
What?
thing ever. So
I
we're
love
doing it
that.
together. Um, so I think the last day. So what we've been doing, I have a Yule oil that I made, and I've
Mm-hmm.
been anointing, we've both been anointing ourselves. He's been doing it just on his hand. I've been doing it up here. And then we're both anointing the paper and burning the paper. And I think
Oh.
on the last day, I'm just going to take the full log, candles and all,
Mm-hmm.
outside to the fire pit and just burn it all with our last wishes.
Love that. So I made David some Yule oil as well.
Mhm.
So he's been taking it to work and he's been putting it on and he's been having all the guys there smell it and say, look, my witchy wife made this for me. And I'm like, are you outing me out as a witch to your
Right.
coworkers? And he's like, who cares?
He
You
said,
know?
get out of that broom closet,
Yeah.
Selena.
And then the other day, one of his coworkers asked if I would make him like a room spray for sleeping. So I did. I made him a room spray, and then I also made him like a essential oil combination
Aw,
to help him sleep. So we'll see what
I
happens.
love
But
that. I did
yeah,
something like
because
that
of
for my
that, my
dad.
husband, because of my husband having them all smell it and say, "My witchy wife." So he's like, "Hey, is there anything that she can do for sleeping?" And I'm like, "Oh." So
Yeah.
I'll
I
make it
made my
for his
dad like a
coworkers.
stress relief spray.
Yeah.
And he was like, you made me a potion?
Oh,
And then I had given him a tiger's eye. He lost it. He's asking for a new one. I gave him a new one. He didn't like that one. So I have to bring him another new one tomorrow. And then I
that's
also
funny.
gave him one of those horseshoes, the mini horseshoes
Yes.
that I have.
Yep.
He lost that too. Like,
Oh
what
my
the heck?
gosh.
I
You need to
need to
put it
get you
like in
like
an
a
organza
leash.
bag for him and tell him he needs to carry it
Yeah,
everywhere.
like just put it on your dashboard or something. I don't know, but stop putting them in your pockets. He's a construction worker, so he loses everything.
Oh yeah.
But
It's
whatever
it's
place he
it's
was
so
doing
cool that you made him
construction
potions
in,
though.
yeah, and he like recognized it. His mom was super kind of like witchy too.
Mm-hmm.
She was really interested in a lot of different religions, and then she was also a nurse, so she did healing touch, which inspired me to learn
Reiki.
Reiki.
Yeah.
Mhm. So
Nice.
he's used to all the woo-woo stuff.
And your mom is as well, right? So she's used to all of
She's
that.
she's used to it. I don't know if she really understands it,
Okay.
but it's not like she doesn't approve or anything. I think it's just like not really her thing.
Okay. And that's fine too if it's not her thing. But I love that your dad definitely is like excited about potions.
Yeah, he's excited about that for sure. And he wants more tiger's eye and he wants more iron horseshoes. So I'm
I
happy to
love that.
oblige.
Yeah, I love that. That's so sweet of him. I think once my family started to understand my path, then they were all okay with, hey, can you make me something for this? Or here, I'm dealing with this really bad coworker. What can you
Mm.
help me with? Or I need extra cleansing in my home. What do you recommend? Or could you do a long distance
Oh my gosh.
heal?
Speaking of cleansing, I just got these bells in yesterday. I'm such a weirdo avid eBay shopper, and I found these bells and they are dressed like little Victorian ladies. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to use those for
Stop it.
cleansing. Do
Yeah,
you want to
that's
see
like,
them?
Yes, please.
They're right behind me in the altar. Yeah, in the
Okay.
hutch. Show and tell.
Yes, I love show and tell.
Okay, this one is giving serious Baba Yaga vibes, so I think that's
Oh,
gonna
I
be for
love
her.
her.
This one reminds me of like The Witch.
The movie.
Yeah, like some Robert Eggers.
I love
bow
him.
action.
I love him. I love his voice.
Oh my gosh. We went and saw Nosferatu last Christmas, and we're so sad that Werewolf
We did
isn't
too.
until next Christmas.
Yeah. He's a phenomenal, and he does a lot of voice. Oh my God, you bought a lot of them.
It was a whole like set together. And this is the last one.
Those are beautiful.
I'm so excited about them.
Are you going to enchant them?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm like, okay, when I unboxed these yesterday, I don't know which one, but someone has something attached to them. And I need to figure out who it is and what it's all about. So I do not know if anyone wants to give their input on which one of these might have an attachment, because I have not figured it out yet. They're only a day old in my house, but I had to cleanse my witchy magical cat room today too.
I feel like it's her.
You think it's her?
Yeah. I feel like it's her. There's something about her. And maybe it's because it's that Puritan type of look.
Yeah, right.
The Puritan vibes. Which one did you say, Debbie? You said her. Was it the Puritan one, or which one do you think? I picked up on her too. The Puritan guys.
This one.
I think there's a look to her. Like even her face, her eyes.
Because they're all sitting right together right now, so it's hard.
With her.
Do you think it's a bad vibe?
Yeah, the Puritan. I thought the witchy one also. Everybody's saying her. She has a shadow on her face. She does. She has. Do you see her face?
Yeah, I do. Okay.
There's like a shadow.
So you guys think it's like a bad
I think it's
vibe?
her.
Okay. It says
what kind of vibe are you
observant
getting
and
from
judgment.
her?
Yeah, let me know what vibes you're getting from her. If I should try to just like make an offering, or if I should banish whatever might be attached. Sad vibes, chills, judgmental. Okay, I will annex her and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because she gave me an upset stomach.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I knew one of them. It only felt like one, but they all came in the same box and they've all been together. So I'm like,
can we see the other ones again? Like the ones you didn't show? Although she has vibes too.
This is the one that I'm gonna give to Baba Yaga. They all have like weird faces, so that's
they do.
They just
even Bridget said her stomach was upset too.
For the Puritan one, Bridget?
Yeah.
Look at the back of her dress though. It's so pretty.
With the ribbons. Oh, her hair too, and the bonnet.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. See, she looks very pretty. I mean, I like her. And she has, is that doggy prints or is that for flowers on her ribbon?
Oh, I think it's flowers, but it does kind of look like dog prints.
It does look like doggy prints. Yeah.
Sorry, I totally just like changed the entire interview.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
This one's like a little kid, I feel like a little girl.
She is very childlike.
Mm-hmm.
Childlike energy to her.
See, I feel like she wants to be with them though. So I don't know.
Do you think she's the protective kind? She's protecting them?
Does she feel protective?
She looks like a protective.
She might. Bo Peep.
I feel like she definitely has a protective energy to her.
I agree. I think she might be the one with some kind of attachment. I could tell it was one of them, but it didn't feel like multiple things when I was pulling them out of the box.
Yeah, those are really cool though. And I love how you do like all of your vintage shopping that you do and you put on your Etsy shop as well.
Mm-hmm.
I have several of your vintage items. Yeah, I have several of your. Yeah, you said you're going to do an update on the beginning of the year?
I'm hoping so. I need to like lock in and get pictures taken, and I need to make
them
new
and everything
labels for incense. Yeah.
Yeah, and you did say you were making new labels as well. Okay.
New labels.
That's exciting.
I'm looking
Um,
forward to it.
yeah. So do you work with any specific spirits, guides, deities, ancestors?
I definitely do.
Hmm.
I work with a lot, but I have not dedicated myself to any, um, which I'm not sure if they are cool with, like an angry mom. I'm not sure if they're okay with that. I mean, I haven't gotten really any pushback, but I do work with Baba Yaga,
Hmm.
and I like to give her her space because she is a loner for the most part, but she does seem very receptive when I do sit down to work with her. I do work with Santa Muerte in her white form.
Hmm.
I work
La Niña
with
Blanca. Yep.
the folkloric devil on occasion. Who else? All my well, not all my ancestors, but I do work with the ancestors.
Hmm.
There are some that I haven't really connected with yet, but I gave them a plant and they have loved that and it's flourishing. So I think they were farmers. So I think that's something that they enjoy having is a little plant with their
Oh,
photos. Um,
I like
yeah,
that.
they
Yeah.
were farmers in Minnesota, I think. I'll have to check the backs of the photos, but my witchy grandma was really into genealogy, so she gave me this huge binder that I'm still trying to get through.
That's amazing.
But alongside ancestors, I do also work with my house as a spirit.
Hmm.
So I like to feed it my energy. Something that I want to do is give it a name, but nothing has like come up or felt right yet for that. And I feel like it's also a household activity. So I think my husband would have to be involved in that.
What about your four-legged?
I don't know if they necessarily would mind if we did it without them.
Yeah. And are any of your four-legged babies, are any of them considered your familiars?
I don't really consider them my familiars, but I do consider Mason like a platonic soulmate. I think that we are meant to be together
Love that.
100%. Yeah, he's my little dude.
Oh, is he the one that cuddles with you all the time?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
he's like a Velcro cat. He's the clingiest little dude. He's like on the table right now, right behind the laptop.
Oh, what a cutie pie.
He's funny.
Okay, so have you ever faced a dark night of the soul in your path, and how did you move through it?
Yes, I feel like for me, it hasn't just been one. It's like it happens, I don't want to say frequently, but it has
Hmm.
happened multiple times. And I don't necessarily have great advice. It's something that I feel like you just kind of have to be patient with and wait for the spark to come back. You can still kind of tend it and
Yeah.
see what fits and what feels good, but it's mostly about waiting it out. And then I feel like I've found that after each dark night, it's been like the reemergence is so powerful and so potent that it feels like I never stopped doing anything, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, it does make sense. I don't think I've ever faced one. So that's why for me that's always I'm always curious to see what people have to say about that
Mhm.
and what they do for that. Because I know it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna come. Um, or maybe I have faced it and it was just too I had too many blinders on to realize that's what I was dealing with.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, totally.
Hmm. Interesting.
And I don't think
Uh,
they necessarily have to be seen as like a sad thing or a bad
yeah.
thing. It's just kind of like how natural cycles go. Like with nature right now, everything but the evergreens are in dormancy, and even the
Yeah.
evergreens are still more dormant than they are during the rest of the year. I think it's just a time for rest, and like after working out, you have to have your rest days. You have to like let there be time for things to just be.
Yeah, and I'm really since I did the Hanged Man tag by Psychopomp of the Void and Draven Michael, it helped me to see that it is okay to, in another way, do nothing.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
it is
And
okay
even just
to be
doing nothing is
resting.
still doing something.
Correct. Even though you are in that hangman stage or that hermit stage, you're still doing something. You're still,
Mhm.
but you're just kind of, I think it's like recharging your batteries from when spring comes. Because spring,
Absolutely.
you know, once spring gets here, you're busy with outside work, with gardening, everything is blooming. I feel like life is reemerging again.
Hmm.
And um, I'm really trying to be gentle with myself when it comes to doing nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see how that goes. But
Yeah.
I'm trying, guys. I really am trying just to do nothing.
Everything needs its time of rest.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does.
It's the germination.
So when that happens, how do you stay grounded when life just gets overwhelming, chaotic, and just a lot to handle?
I'm gonna be so for real with you. I don't always stay grounded. There can be crash outs.
So
Um,
what's considered a crash out for you?
being so overwhelmed, being like overstimulated, being
Mhm.
annoyed, and just the other day, actually, I made an Instagram post about this, but I was already having such a stressful week at work. I do a lot with logistics, so
Mhm.
with the different weather across all of the states, it's been hellish to find trucks. It's been hellish to keep them.
Yeah.
Dock
I
appointment.
mean,
It doesn't, it's
my
just
husband works
been
for the post office, so he deals with, he works also inside in logistics and he has to
right.
track these people. And he's complaining every single day
Yeah, I completely get that. And
because stuff is
it's
lost,
been a lot.
missing packages. He's getting hundreds of emails on a regular basis. Can you help look for XYZ package?
Hmm. Yeah.
It's,
Like nothing has slowed down, like we were just talking about. Things are supposed to kind of naturally taper out and slow down this
yeah.
time, and nothing has. So that's been really kind of weighing on me and getting me irritated. And on top of that, I've been fighting this weird cold
Mm-hmm.
situation.
I remember that.
So, and alongside that, the weather snapping back and forth between freezing and 50 degrees, that gives me headaches and migraines. So I was just kind of already on the edge, and the weather snapped back to cold. My tires needed air, and we have a machine for that that didn't work. So I just had a full-blown meltdown. I'm like, this is the worst day ever. It's 6 in the morning. I'm late to work. I can't do this. I can't do that. So I go and I'm already delayed and I fill up my tires and it took a long time and I was going to be late to work and I let them know and it's fine, but like I put pressure on myself and
Me
especially when
too.
I'm already stressed out, I'm like nothing is going my way. And on my way to work, I passed a 7 car pileup. So
Oh, you
that,
did mention that.
yeah, that snapped me back into being a little bit more rational.
Yeah.
So there are crash outs and when I understand kind of that these things are happening for us and not to us is what
Yeah.
brings me back to like a homeostasis level.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Yadira is saying, all the things were adding up and it just piles on and piles on. And sometimes it takes a major delay and seeing what could have been for me to get me
Oh
back
my
to that
God.
grounded spot.
See, normally I can handle that pretty good. My husband cannot. And, you know, he's giving me a almost like the weatherman, second by second, what's happening on the road because he calls me on the way to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hearing like everything that's happening. I'm not seeing it, but I'm hearing it. And thank goodness I don't have to commute to work anymore. I literally have to crawl out of bed, make my coffee, and then I sit down and then I log in. That's the extent
Right.
of my traveling.
Which is great, but that's not to diminish at all how much stuff you have going on because you've been putting in overtime. You're constantly being called upon to do extra stuff. So it's
Yeah. I'm
just because you
working
don't have the
weekends all the
commute.
time.
Right.
That's I mean, so that's where our delay was happening. It was like, I'm sorry, Sophie, I'm on mandated overtime. I have to work this weekend.
Right. And for me, a lot of the time, it's like okay, weekends work best, Saturdays work best.
Mhm.
And it's, yeah. So I'm glad that we were able to figure out a day. It's nice
Me
that I have the
too.
PTO to actually do something at this time.
Yeah, definitely. I'm so happy we were able to finally have our schedules kind of click together and be able to get you on here.
Yeah. Yeah. Selena is a hard worker. Absolutely.
Thank you, Bridget.
Your
It's
work plus school plus channel. It's a
yeah.
lot.
Although for this week I don't have any school to do, so they gave us 1 week
Nice.
off of school, which is nice.
That's great.
But I, as I was showing you, I received a lot of decks and books, so I have a lot of other stuff to do, and
Yeah.
it's the holiday week, so that alone is already busy, and we're on mandated overtime again. So, and then Saturday is my Saturday to work. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
That's
I'm
a lot.
working. I'll probably work on Christmas because I am
gosh.
higher up on the chain there at work. You know, they asked for us to
kind of be on call.
yeah, to be on call. And like today I was training pharmacists. So I was training
Oh,
them
wow.
on how to do things. So I had like a video chat with these people and kind of showing them our computer systems
Wow.
on the apps. So yeah, fun times.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Fun
Training
times.
this time of year, that is
I
a
know.
lot.
But it's okay. I mean, I feel like being someone with ADHD, with anxiety and all that other fun stuff that goes with it, I feel like I constantly need to be doing something.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
it's
I
so
get
hard
that.
for me to rest. And I think the only time I do rest is when I get physically sick.
Yeah, when your body forces you to.
When it forces me to like stop and be like, okay, Selena, you need to stop. You don't listen, and you don't listen to any other clues.
Yeah.
Or the cues that we're sending you, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna make you get physically sick. So
Yeah.
that's the only way.
Which is no good. We need
No.
to rest before that point.
I know, and I'm usually pretty good at that, but I haven't been at all.
Yeah.
And I
get
feel like
that.
I just have to do so many, I don't know. It's just my personality.
I get that.
It is what it is. So, what do you wish more witches or spiritual seekers understood about this path?
It's not going to work unless you do the work.
Nicely
You have
said.
to do the work to
Yeah.
get the results.
Like work, like what exactly work? Like learning the craft,
Absolutely.
practicing it.
Learning, doing shadow work, integrating different parts of yourself, really whatever your end goal is. If you're not doing the work to get yourself there, it's not going to work.
So speaking of shadow work, do you think that is a year-long thing or an occasional thing?
I think it's like lifelong. I mean, for me at least, it's like,
Yeah.
I have OCD, so it's something that I have to deal with and work on every single day. There are parts of myself that I have to understand and allow to integrate into my life. And there are parts of myself that I need to recognize, like, this is an unhealthy pattern and I need to work on reducing this. I don't know if it'll ever be a point where it's cut off. That would be great. But at least managing and reducing things and accepting what I can't change.
Yeah. So that was in my wishes. Pretty much almost what you just said. A lot of that stuff was in stuff that I'm having for my 12 days and my wishes that I'm going to be burning for Yule are those types of behaviors that I need to not necessarily fully get rid of, because I think it makes me who I am. But I think minimize some of those behaviors and not let them drive me crazy and insane, because I am so OCD and a perfectionist as well. So I'm trying, I think the word is, I'm trying to continuously give myself grace.
Yeah.
For when stuff's not perfect, for when videos that I put out there get minimal views. I'm trying to be like, okay, if it doesn't get views, oh well.
Then so be it. Right.
I'm trying not to stress about numbers, and I don't really look at that, I feel like, as much anymore as I used to when I first started. So like
Right.
yesterday was my 1-year anniversary, my channelversary with
Woohoo.
YouTube. So this coming weekend, I think on Saturday, I'll probably do a live for my channelversary. But if I'm measuring the numbers to what it is I have actually gained, there's no comparison. You know, I've gained so many new friendships in this 1 year on YouTube, that they're not just friendships. You know, I think it's definitely a chosen family. It's definitely, there's so much more positive to it than just looking at numbers
Right. The whole
and stare.
community building
Correct.
aspect. But
I think all of that is much more important. And the people that do comment, or the people that do like and continue and are continuously there, I think those are the ones that I think matter.
right. And
It's building that
it is a
community.
constant thing where it's like, it's very easy to take that for granted. So it's
Mm-hmm.
bringing that to awareness. This person is constantly commenting, they are awesome, this is amazing, instead of, I'm not getting the views. It's, what value am I getting? Yeah.
Yeah, it's building that community. And at first, I didn't know that. When I first started YouTube, I thought, oh, I'm just going to put up a video and walk away, and that's it. Nowhere was I mentally prepared for where I'm at right now, a year later, starting YouTube, with the community, with the friendships, the sisterhood, you know, the publisher sending me things. Like nowhere, I was like, never in a million years did I think any of that stuff was going to happen.
Right.
You know, meeting everybody here that's in the chat. I completely admire and love them dearly. You know, everybody that's here, everybody that always says hi and is, you know, jumps in the chats when we're in lives and comments. I mean, the reason I'm even here, I feel anymore, is because of people like that.
Absolutely.
You know, it's because of your community. It's because, you know, even with my Rooted program, my Rooted show that I'm going to be starting next year, it was just going to be for me. I wasn't planning on doing this whole YouTube thing for that specific, until my guide said, how about you do it on YouTube?
We have a task for you.
I know, exactly. And they're like, you might help one person.
And that's more than enough.
Yeah, it is. And if only one person sees it and they get help from it, that
mission
is
accomplished.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Mission accomplished. If I help one person heal, then my job here is done.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
I don't care if it only gets 1 view. I don't care if it gets thumbs down, whatever it is, as long as I help that one person. You know,
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm starting to look at differently with YouTube, and not really stress about numbers and the algorithm, because the algorithm can go suck it.
Yeah, exactly. The algorithm is a whole separate
It is
beast.
Yeah, it's so bad. Yeah, it's so bad. Okay, so how do you handle skeptics or misconceptions about your work? Because I know you've had comments about like granny magic. Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember?
Like, go deal with it. It sounds like they're the ones with the problem, not me.
Yeah. If it's something that I'm doing is triggering you, clearly you're the problem.
Right. Oops. Have fun being mad, I guess.
Yeah. And that's a great attitude to have, I think, especially on YouTube, because you do put yourself out there. Especially when you're doing your vlogging, you put a lot of yourself out there.
Absolutely.
Like your whole home, your routine, absolutely everything. So if people have a problem with it, Go find a different channel to
Yeah. I mean, if they're
harass.
still watching and they have a problem, it sounds like they're just a fan.
That's a good way to look at it.
Thanks for watching.
I know. Thanks for the algorithm here. Thanks for
Yeah.
watching it, I guess. Yeah, people can suck it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, do you work with divine feminine and or sacred masculine?
Not really so much anymore. That was a big part of the Wiccan
Mm-hmm.
foundations, but since leaving that, that's not really something that has stuck with my practice.
I do love your granny magic though, and your
Thank
like
you.
kitchen magic, and um, I feel like every time you do put any of those videos out, there's so much intention into how you do something like that, and I mean it's very readable on screen.
That's good. I'm so glad to hear that
Yeah,
because there really is a lot of intention that goes behind it. And I
yeah.
know intention isn't everything, but it's the foundation that we are building on, at least for my practice. It's
Mm-hmm.
very intentional. Everything has its place, everything's selected for a reason. And at the same time, though, it's not nearly as in depth as something like ceremonial magic, where it's like, I need to go seek out this thing. It's we're going to adapt and work with what we have
With what we have,
with intention. Yeah.
yeah, and I love that. I think more people need to do it that way instead of seeking out the ritual. I think making it your own, finding what works for you. And that's what I tell people. Like, and when anybody asks, if you find a book and you like it, but there's something in there, say you don't have the ingredients on there that you need for a spell, find some alternatives.
Right. Or you
Like,
can even, if it's necessary for that spell, find an alternative spell. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? And I feel like so many people let their practice get put on hold because they don't feel like they have what they need. And I just, for me, that's not magical. I think that just it
I
halts
think
people and
being a witch,
stalls
you have to
growth.
be resourceful because
Mhm.
that's what they were back then. They were resourceful. They
Absolutely.
used different kinds of weeds, you know, weeds for different intentions.
Hmm.
So, like with Darla's spell, and this one comes to me so vividly because I was, I had a book from Madame Pamita, and it
Hmm.
was on your familiars. And in there, she had a healing spell for her familiar
Hmm.
or your pet who's, having surgery and not feeling well. But she had 3 herbs that surprisingly Selena did not have. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I have lots of herbs.
Hmm.
You
Oh,
know,
I know. I've
I have a
seen.
huge apothecary and I did not have those 3 herbs. And I'm like, okay, let's start figuring out what alternatives are. So I pulled out my herbal books, my
Hmm.
big Judica Isles books, pulled all of those out. And I'm like, but before I did that, I was looking at the ones I had and I'm like, intuitively, I grabbed like 5 herbs, put them on
Hmm.
the counter, and I, in a way, was just talking to them. Which one of you is going to help me with Darla?
Yep.
And then I pulled out the 3 that I felt because I like working with threes
Yeah.
or like 6 or like 9. So I pulled out the 3 that I felt would help, made her like a medicine bag. And then I did a cleansing on her and some candle magic and knot
Hmm.
magic. And I just added stuff that I felt, even though it wasn't in Madame Famita's book, that I felt resonated with me and what instantly came to mind. So,
Yeah.
which I felt was my guide saying, Selena, do this, Selena, do this, Selena, do this.
Yeah. And I think similarly for the spell, I did a healing spell for Harley Poe,
Mm-hmm.
where I took some of his fur and drew a sigil
Yeah.
and connected that. And that's still laying where he typically goes to lay. And really, we
Yeah.
just have to work with our intuition. We don't necessarily need a spell book, but if we do have them, being willing to make those adaptations
Mm-hmm.
and adjustments that is going to make a huge difference for
I
making
did.
magic more
So, you know, and
approachable.
then I did that spell for her. I did the candle magic for her. It was like an hour-long ritual for her. And kid you not, within an hour, she was coming to lay by me. She put her feet or her head on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then she started licking me. And then she rolled over on her back, which to
Oh
me
my
was like,
gosh.
she's
She felt better already.
she felt better within me doing, because she had surgery. And with her condition, she's very sensitive. Like, you know, she has to be drugged up on prednisone beforehand and afterhand. And within that hour, I felt like she was healed.
Yeah,
So
I believe it.
So it's putting in the intention. Yeah, I did get ideas from a book, but the ingredients she had on there, I did not have. And I made do with what I had. But I felt like it was my energy, my intention, my magic
Absolutely.
went into that, not just specifically those herbs that she had mentioned.
Right. And I think that if you're just reading a spell from a book and performing it to a T, it might work, but I feel like the intention and the pure emotion behind it. So really what I'm getting at is the why behind your spell work is what's going to give it the most gusto.
Yeah, I agree. And even like when you do your spells on Patreon for the community, and I'm watching your spell because you record a video for us, like you can feel not only the intention you put into it, but you can feel the energy that's coming off of that spell. So I think I could probably perform the same exact spell you did, and it's going to feel differently for me. Or I might change something and make it my own to have a similar outcome. So I think that's something that anybody who's approaching spell work or witchcraft needs to really understand, that it's great to have the books, but it's your intention. It's what you put into it. It's your energy. And then that goes back to putting in that work that you mentioned.
Right.
You know,
it's not going to work if you don't put in the work.
Exactly. So I think it all goes back to putting in that work yourself. And you don't have to perform spells every day to be considered a witch, you know, or there may be small intentional spells, like when you add your cinnamon into your coffee, you know, that is an intention, that is a ritual, but they don't have to be long drawn out rituals for you to be considered a witch.
Absolutely.
So it's the little things that you do on a regular basis as well that make you that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that. So how do you protect your energy when sharing online or with other clients?
Protection oil.
Nice.
Protection oil.
Mm-hmm.
My nail. And then I also just having that protective mindset, or having that I do not care mindset. However, things do slip through the cracks sometimes.
Yeah, they do.
When that happens, recognizing the signs of that and knowing what to do, like having protocols in place. So I use that banish the bullshit scrub. I'll take a long shower and scrub everything and let all of that nasty shit go wash down the drain. You know?
So by the way, the banish the bullshit is Yadira's body scrub that I use
and
on
it's fantastic
weekly basis. I even had some ordered for my sisters, and it's funny that Yadira, she's phenomenal. When I told her that my sisters needed this, and she's going to make them also a bracelet, but when I told her that my sister needed this, because they deal with like BS from around them. Mm-hmm. And as she was, you know, getting the bath scrub ready and everything, she's like, she put extra crystals around it and more intention into it. And she's like, I think they need selenites. So the moment she posed the selenites on top of the jars, it started thundering.
Oh my gosh, see?
Yeah. So she's like messaging me and she's like, guess what happened?
Yeah.
She's like, I wasn't sure, so I went ahead and did this. And she's like, Mother Nature was telling you
Immediate
yes.
affirmation. Yeah. That's
Immediate. And I was
amazing.
like, spot on, Yadira, because they deal with so much stuff, which is hence why I'm ordering this Banish the BS from her
Yeah. I
and
use
a
it so
bracelet,
frequently. It's great.
because my sisters need that protection as well as I do. Like, being on lives on a weekly basis,
Yeah.
putting my
Oh, yeah.
energy
You're
out there and
exposed
stuff
to
like
so
that.
many people.
I'm
I
exposed
do
to
want to
them.
interject really quick, though, and remind people that Etsy shops are not Amazon. There is intention behind the things crafted. They are charged during certain points of
Yep.
the lunar cycle. So if you're not willing to wait,
Go to
don't
Amazon.
order. Yeah, go to Amazon if you
Yeah.
want some non-magical stuff. So
Thank you for that, because I think like when people shop for through small businesses, they expect instant gratification like Amazon. Prime delivery, 2 days, it's there. It's not going
right.
to happen.
That's not how it works.
No. And like with
Especially when
Yadira,
it's just one person. It takes
yeah,
time out of a
intention,
regular busy
energy,
schedule. Right.
yeah. And like with Yadira, like I happened to catch her right before the dark moon, which was on the 19th, I think, was a dark moon. So I'm like messaging her beforehand, and I was like, hey, can you make me some stuff? Would you like for me to order it on your Etsy or order directly through you? Because and she was like, just order it through me. But I told my sisters it's not going to get here until after Christmas. So just letting you guys know, I ordered something for you. There's intention to it. There's energy into it. You won't get it until after Christmas. And they're like, that's fine. It'll get here when it gets here and when it's meant to be here. So
exactly.
yeah, I love that. But definitely a really good reminder with Etsy shops that there is no 2-day instant gratification with that.
Right. It's a person with a life and, intentions that they're putting into things.
Yeah. And that's right. Thank you, Maureen, for saying that. Any good crafted thing takes time, and it is well worth waiting for. It is very much well worth waiting for. I order from Sophie's shop. She has an Etsy shop, as well as Yadira, who has an Etsy shop. I've ordered from Yadira multiple times to send my friends these items because I'm like, oh man, these people need some Banish the BS stuff. That scrub for me, I feel like I come out and I have like a glowing energy around me, almost like a protective bubble every time I take a shower using her scrub.
Yeah, me
especially
too.
For like the holidays.
I can feel the crap melting off of me energetically when I use it.
And then my skin's so very soft right afterwards. So
yep.
Yeah, Lita, can you post your Etsy link on here? If you can. And can someone also post Sophie's link on here? Her Etsy link. Speaking of your Etsy link, I just saw you had another link.
What's that? I have?
What's that other? You have multiple links on your YouTube channel.
Do I? Oh my gosh, I don't even know what I have. Let me go look. I don't know.
The purchase from you. I'm like, when did she start having this? It's like one of those like storefront type of.
Oh yeah, I do have
the shirt and the mugs and.
Yeah, I made merch. I completely forgot that I did that. It says like witchy friends or something, and has that like old school lino cut devil worshipping thing. It's so funny. I forgot I made those. Yeah, I do have merch. I haven't even bought my own merch yet.
Yeah, because I like after you sent me my Christmas gifts and I was trying to get all your links and I'm like, wait a minute, when did this happen? So I put like 2 things in my cart because I'm like, how did I not know this?
Yeah, that was a while ago and I just never promoted it or anything. So
well, we're promoting it now, girl.
Wants some merch.
We're promoting it now. So what wisdom would you share with someone just beginning their path?
I think it's important to get started with something that interests you. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't
Hmm.
have to stick with it forever. I thought I was going to love astrology. I do not. I don't get it. I don't like it. It makes no sense to me. I will defer that part of my witchiness to people that are more informed.
Yeah.
But picking something that interests you and exploring that for as long as you want to.
And if that doesn't work, pick something else.
Pick something else. You can always switch it up. I think consistency is going to be key, especially with just getting started. So finding a routine for yourself, integrating
Hmm.
things that you're interested in. And again, things can always change. You can always switch it up at your will.
Lennon, her incense, the
Yes.
cemetery one, feels like I'm at a cemetery, and I like to use that one when I am doing ancestral spirit work, because it gets me in that vibe of being in the cemetery and talking to my guides.
Yeah,
So
I feel like that
phenomenal.
one, I feel like that
Rustic
one's
cabin
really
one
good.
is really good. That one
That
I
one's
put
good for
on when
like
it's raining
winter.
outside,
Yeah.
and it's a
Hmm.
very much a cozy type of it's very much a cozy scent. Like, it to me it feels like I'm grabbing a blanket and I have a hot drink in my hand, and there's a fireplace going, like there's a fireplace going,
Hmm.
and it's a Saturday and I'm not working, and I'm just there chilling in my own little bubble right there.
Well,
Like
thank you. I
that's
appreciate that.
so that's what I feel, especially with the rustic cabin, with the cemetery. It feels like I'm walking in a cemetery. Um, it feels like my guides and my ancestors are right there next to me. And literally it does feel like you're in a cemetery. And then your mountain one's really good too.
It's, yeah, what is it called? Winterberry or something? I can't remember now. I'm the worst at promoting my own stuff. Sorry, guys.
There's rustic cabin. I think the other one is like a winterberry, and then there's the cemetery fog.
Let's
It's called
see.
cemetery fog. Guys,
Woodland berry. I just
there
pulled
it
it up.
is. Here it
Woodland
is.
berry. That one's like probably the fruitiest one. Usually I'm not drawn
Yeah.
to like fruity scents. It's more like earthy and musky, but yeah, that one's a little fruitier, but also has like the kind of outdoorsy essence.
Mm-hmm. They smell so good, guys. They're perfect.
Thank
I
you.
love your incense. I love the intention you put into your Etsy shop, your oils, all the vintage items you find. You know, I have a vintage basket, wicker basket.
Oh yeah, the
That's a
duck.
duck, because it reminded me of my dad. You know, it
Yeah.
had my dad's energy into it. So when I saw that and I saw the duck and I saw it was vintage, it automatically reminded me of my dad. So I mean, I love these items that you do find for your shop, as well as the items that you do make, like your pendulums. I think I
Oh
have
yeah.
like three
Those
of your
are so
pendulums,
fun to
maybe.
make. Yeah, I think you
Yeah,
do.
yeah. So um, I love the intentions that you put into, I think, everything you do, Sophie, and it shows in your videos when you're creating videos, in your handmade items, in your shop. I think there's so much love and intention put into it, and magic. So I just
That
wanted to.
is like the highest compliment. Thank you so much. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate that.
You're welcome. Um, we're down to the last three questions, guys.
Oh wow.
I know. So, what's something you're currently creating or offering that you'd love to share,
Oh
even on your
gosh.
shops? And I know you said
Well,
you have stuff coming
yeah,
that you haven't
on
posted.
my shops, there's hopefully a lot coming. I do want to make some more pendulums. I have new ideas for different incense, so I'm hoping to have more than just 3 to offer. Definitely going to be working on some candles. I have like mushroom candle molds that I'll be making. And of course, some vintage finds as
Mushroom
well.
candles. This one sits on my altar, and I have not. I mean, I've had this for a while. I've not burnt it. Um,
It's hard to burn the ones that are shaped like that. I feel the
there's
same way.
yeah.
And
So
we have a
I love,
carnelian.
yeah, I love my pendulums, and this is also like a vintage dish that I got from her. My pendulums sit in Himalayan salt. Here's another one. Oops. There we go.
The amethyst.
Mm-hmm. And
the smoky
quartz. Yep.
The smoky quartz.
Yeah. I mean, these are just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I do have the lucky advantage of having a husband that makes jewelry. So he taught me how to make the chains. And
he taught you well.
It's been fun.
Yeah. I mean, I love your shop.
Thank you.
I love Yadita's shop.
It's fun to see what people create and what they come up with and put their energy and intention into.
I mean, even your...
Oh yeah, the scrying mirrors too.
And that.
And the mushrooms. I do have more jars that I have to make.
I mean, you have such... That's what I'm saying. You have such beautiful items with intentions. I mean... You know,
yeah, the mirrors are so fun.
The mirrors, you really do bring these items to life.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's something I really enjoy doing.
Yes, Sarah, this jar. So I have like 4 of these. But so these I use for when I'm communicating with my fairies. I have another one that has like fairy stuff in it where I'm leaving them like messages in a bottle. This reminds me of definitely of fairies and of like a message in a bottle for them. You know, I think it's really pretty. But I have like 4 of these, so they don't all have messages. They just sit on my altar. But the one does have messages. Like when I'm asking for specific things from them. You know, I put it in that bottle for them.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So how many other like online stores do you have? Is it just the Etsy and you have a Patreon?
Yeah,
do you want to talk about your Patreon?
I have Patreon. There's going to be probably some changes coming in January, just some different adjustments to the tiers, but there's 3 tiers right now. All 3 of them get early access, and the next 2 tiers have different blog posts. I make a almanac every month, which is a lot of work. I have to start on January's, but I do an almanac. I share recipes, blog posts, and if there's an opportunity to extend my content, I do have extended Patreon editions of some things. And then the top tier gets monthly spell work done.
And they all get their names at the end credits.
Yes, the end credits, and then the top 2 tiers also do get a coupon code for the Etsy shop.
So I have a coupon code, and I'm waiting for when she puts more items on there so that I can go in and start hoarding what she has on there. So I'm waiting for January from when you do put stuff on there. Hey, Coco, welcome, my dear. Welcome, my dear. And is there a final word, mantra, or blessing you'd like to leave us with today?
Oh my gosh, this is probably the hardest question.
It was a hard one. I know.
I don't know if it's a mantra, but I am wishing everyone a fantastic holiday season and a very bright and productive new year.
I love that. I mean, I think that was a spell in its own. When you say something like that to somebody, I think it's definitely a spell when you wish them a Merry Christmas or a blessed Yule or blessed Solstice. There's definitely spell to that. Well, Sophie, we made it an hour and a half, guys. I am so excited. I was so excited to have you on here. And I know it took a lot for you to be here. And I'm extremely thankful and grateful that you said yes and came on with me. And it was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, this was so much fun. Thank you for encouraging me to
to
come
try
on
new
here.
things and put
Yes.
yourself out there for different. My mantra, you know, I'm going to share a mantra too because it made me think of this. When people ask me, how do you get people to send you stuff? Very simple. Reach out. Reach out and ask.
Yeah.
If they say no, okay, I'll reach out again in a couple months or in 3 more months or whatever it is. Or if nobody responds, guess what? It more than likely got lost in the World Wide Web somewhere and maybe they never received it.
Yeah, I think if you don't ask, you're taking the decision away from someone to say yes or no. You're immediately making it a no if you don't ask, if you don't put it out there.
Yeah. I mean, if you feel like your channel is good enough to review items, to showcase items, reach out to these people, because what you're doing for them is you're advertising for them. And you need to see it that way, that it's almost like a business deal, but people are always asking me, how do you get people to send you things? You reach out to them.
If the worst they can say is no.
Exactly. That's the worst that can happen is they say no. Okay. Move on, you know, find someone else or reach out to them again in a couple months. In 3 months, when your subscriber count changes or whatever, and you feel you're more comfortable reviewing said items, then reach out again. So that's something that I'm putting out there for anybody in here. If you'll want to start doing that for the new year, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah, absolutely.
So. Okay, Sophie. Well, thank you guys, everybody in the chat, for being here, for all the beautiful energy that you guys shared with us.
Thanks for being nice to me for my first stream ever, everybody.
Stop it, Sophie. Everybody was going to be nice to you. But thank you to everybody for being here. And does anybody have any questions for either one of us before we close off the live here? Is there anything you guys have for Sophie, for me? I'll give you guys a couple minutes to do that. Good night. And what are you doing for the rest of the week, Sophie, since you are off?
Oh my gosh, that's such a good
question.
I was so concerned with setting up my team at work for success and getting myself through that last stretch that I entirely forgot to plan anything for this week. So today I just kind of bopped around and did some stuff around the house, went and bought a new vinyl and a planner.
Oh,
and
I did see your
that.
vinyl.
So that'll be coming soon to a vlog near you. But
nice.
Yeah, so tomorrow just
you said you were wrapping presents today, right?
Yeah, I wrapped presents last night for my husband.
Okay.
And then
you put sigils or anything in there when you're wrapping presents?
You know what? I didn't, but something that we do that he always did as a kid and his parents did that now we've adopted into our house is that we write a clue on the outside of the gift. So I was thinking of clues all night to put on the gifts.
I love that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Something to, and then you just, what the gift is.
Sometimes. I'll find a clue that I can read to you for something that I wrapped.
I'm excited to hear how you do that.
So this one for my husband, the clue is to my knight in shining armor. And if you're listening, Nolan, you need to stop listening. I'm going to give you about 4 seconds. 3.
Log off, Nolan.
2, 1. I hope you're gone because you're going to ruin Christmas. He wanted an Elden Ring book, and the cover of it has a big knight on the top. So that's the clue to my knight in shining armor.
Oh, that's such a great idea. I think I need to start doing something like that. Obviously, it's too late now.
Yeah.
I think for next year. It's such a neat, it is a very much, like Rebecca said here, it's definitely a neat idea. And I've not heard of anything like that.
I hadn't either. So this was, I mean, I've been with Nolan for years and years and years now. We dated for a long time before we got married, but it was brand new to me when I was introduced to his family.
Hey, Star. I hope you're
Hi,
getting
Star.
some rest and feeling okay. She's like come down with the flu.
Oh, the Q&A is going to be in this next vlog. So while I'm wrapping presents and stuff, I will do a voiceover answering questions.
Oh, nice. I'm excited for that. And
It'll be
yes, Star, your husband does love that. Miles is a very wonderful husband for her. I love them together. Oh, definitely get some rest, Star. You need that. You need that rest. Well, I don't think anybody had any questions. I feel like we probably answered any questions they had.
Yay.
So
We did it.
yeah, I know. I'm excited. But thank you guys again, everybody, for coming here and for welcoming Sophie into the chat, into the live. I appreciate you all so very much. And Roman, I will send you my pozole recipe. Why do you have to put it on here? Do you know what pozole is, Sophie?
Is it rice?
It's a Mexican, like a Mexican soup with white hominy.
Okay.
So, okay, Roman, I will send you that recipe. Okay. No need to put it in the live chat. But thank you. I'm sorry. I forgot to send it to you last time. So this is a one way for him to, you asked for a question. Oh my God, Roman. You're so funny. But thank you guys, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you all. And we will see you all on, I will see you all in the next video, but definitely follow Sophie if you don't already. Check out her Etsy shop. All the links are in the description down below. And if you want to join her Patreon, it is a very good Patreon. I started right when she started it. And the spell work, the recipes, the readings, I mean, absolutely everything. It's really a really great Patreon as well. So I appreciate all the work and intention you put into your Patreon, because I know on top of your vlogging and then you're doing that, like,
It's a lot. It's totally worth it.
That's
though.
a lot
It's
of work.
A lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Okay, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. Bobby and I will not be here on Thursday. We are taking the week off to be with our family, but we will definitely see you all back on January 1st. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks. Bye.